YouTubers. So Netflix just released the latest season of Arrested Development around 12 o'clock midnight on Sunday, so naturally I had to guzzle as much coffee as possible and start my marathon. I don't know about you, but I did have to take a little bit of a break to watch Fast and Furious between episodes 1 and 15, but overall I had a really getting ready to end, but it was just so addictive that I would watch it at least once a year. So naturally I got really excited when rumors started to spread that they might be bringing it back. The original cast had really expressed an interest in doing more content, but Fox just never got off their asses, so it was really Netflix that stepped up and brought this back for us. The fact that Netflix brought it back is actually important for a couple funny reasons that ended up becoming jokes inside the show. I'll talk about that when I get to spoilers, but now let's just talk about what's going on with the series now that it's back. So during recent interviews for season 4, the cast actually talked about how this season 4 is act 1 of a 3-act play. Obviously act 2 problems. It will probably look like season 4 looks, where each episode follows a single character. That being said, it doesn't look like season 5 will come till at least 2015, which is actually looking to be like one of the strongest movie years for sequels and franchise movies we've ever seen. Let me just read off what's coming. It's crazy. Star Wars Episode 7, Avengers 2, Avatar 2, Jurassic Park 4, Warcraft, the Fantastic Four reboot, Assassin's Creed, the Justice League movie, yeah, we'll see about that one, Pirates of the Caribbean 5, Ant-Man, Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 2, Kung Fu Panda 3, and Finding Nemo 2, or Finding Dory. So this is crazy. That's over like $2 billion worth of movies that year, just that year. It's going to be crazy. So naturally, Netflix really has to step their game up with their original programming to compete. Enter Arrested Development. So now that we've talked a little bit about how season 4 came to be, let's talk a little bit about our favorite moments. I was really happy to see it come back, and naturally it got super meta and it was just hilarious. So like I said, each episode only follows one character. So they modified the intro. In addition to adding some Netflix branding, they also changed it to say something like, "Welcome to Tobias's Arrested Development," just to highlight the character that the show follows in that episode. Even though they follow different characters, each of those episodes actually occurred during the same period of time between episodes 1 and 15. It starts with the end of series 3, where Lucille Bluth was getting arrested for stealing the Queen Mary, and it ends with the Cinco de Cuatro festival, or actually the events just right after it. Each of the episodes actually does jump around in time quite a bit, so it's hard to follow if you don't drink your coffee. Yoink. Even though I really loved each of the episodes, Jeffrey Tambor's character, George Bluth, is actually not really my favorite. I did really enjoy his episodes, just not quite as much as the playing himself on the show now, is because of this fake movie that they're trying to make through the course of the season. It's actually leading up to the actual real-life Arrested Development movie, so that's where things start to get a little bit meta, but it's really funny. One of the reasons is because the movie is actually basically just a tool for Michael to make more money. It's basically like making something out of nothing, which is what the first series was all about. It's all about this big housing company just building these fake houses that were just awful. And in the new series, it's all about this show that they're bringing back on Netflix that doesn't have any money. They even add some watermarks just to highlight this fact, that Show Stealer Pro watermark. If you haven't looked up on the Wikipedia, it actually tells you about it. And believable. I felt like they were actually going to kiss, and because it's on Netflix, they totally would have done that. Although it wasn't really so much about them being gay together as it was about Job just being off his rocker. I really feel like when they take these characters to that nth degree of crazy, like they do with this Tony Wonder Job situation, it only helps the show. It's really just about these horrible people doing horrible things, being really self-involved, and just sliding further into chaos. Just like the original series, I felt like that was one of the things that made it so great. It was just this meta commentary on Americans being awful, and now it's just the same thing, only just with updated context. That being said, the comedy is just so sharp, even though it does go a little blue every once in a while. I felt that the guest characters were used really well. I especially like Maria Bamford and Tobias's relationship. That was just so hilarious. She's an amazing comedian by herself. You should check out some of her stuff. I'd say between Tobias, Maria Bamford, Lindsay, and her crazy blue man, that I really enjoy the Tobias scenes much more. I don't know about Lindsay's character in the show right now. She was actually one of the more unlikable characters I felt in the original series. If you notice, she's actually had some major plastic surgery to her face. So if you look at the promotional materials for the show, you can actually see she almost looks like a different person, and it's just a little unsettling. But I really do feel like that only adds to her character, so it is a bit of a benefit. My favorite season 4 episode so far is actually episode 12. That's actually like the maybe episode where we learn all about what she's been up to in the years since the show was canceled. I feel like she's the smartest character on the show, or at least the most driven. It's hard to know though whether her success is all just a result of her attention-seeking behavior or if it's just her just sheer cunning. It's that crazy energy she has when she decides that she's going to turn Fake Block into this new big internet company that I feel is a good commentary for the pace of the show. It's so crazy. You have to drink at least like 3 cups of coffee just to keep up, which is fine because I'm a bit addicted to coffee anyway. So let me know what some of your favorite moments were in the comments below. Obviously, the movie isn't coming till next year at least, or even 2015. It depends on when they start filming it. But let me know, is it the guest characters, or was it the way they structured the new show? There's just so many things to like about it, or even just the meta inside Hollywood jokes. Also, let me know where you think the movie is going to take these characters and where they might go in season 5. I'll do another video for that in the future, so stay tuned, subscribe to get it. I'll also be doing a Game of Thrones finale video, like I mentioned earlier. I'll have a link to that at the end of the video and in the description, so be sure and check that out too. I also have some really cool video game content coming. I'll talk about that in a future video though. In the meantime, click here to get that Game of Thrones finale video, and you can click here to get my Sherlock Season 3 spoilers. Thanks for watching. High fives!